is going on, guys? It's your boy Dylan the Villain. We are Saturday, week 4 of August 1997. We are just one day away from one of the biggest pay-per-views of the year, SummerSlam. But before we get to SummerSlam, we gotta pump out some Shotgun Saturday Night. This is basically just a hype episode for SummerSlam. In an abysmal pre-show matchup, Bomb and Crush defeated Wolfie D and JT Ice, who are the developmental tag team champions, in 8:30 by Bomb pinned JT Ice with a powerbomb. Match got a 37. I was just seeing where they're at. Bomb and Crush have great chemistry, teaming together. Now some color commentary gave the match a boost. We'll move on to the next segment. Not bad at all. In our pre-show main event, we have Steve Corino taking on Chavo Guerrero. Seeing where Chavo is at. He got a 38, not bad. Steve Corino with a 40, and Jim Cornette did get some good ring work. We are going to move on to the next segment, which is our opening segment of the night. We basically have an interview from the Undertaker. Kurt Angle is going to talk about Owen Hart, and Triple H will have an interview segment also here tonight, basically to hype up their pay-per-view matchups. But the Undertaker has a few things to say. We're going to move on to the next segment. Is the APA defeats the Hollies when Bradshaw pinned Crash Holly. Farouk carried the match. Farouk with an 83, Bradshaw with a 53, Crash with a 50, and Bob Holly with a 62. Segment got a 72. Not bad. Kurt Angle. He has an interview with Michael Cole. Kurt Angle says he can't believe that his friend. He shouldn't be shocked that Owen Hart did that. He shouldn't be upset. Why, he's not even mad that Owen did that. He understands. He understands what it's like to be a top competitor. He understands doing whatever you have to do to win. Like the old saying goes, if you're not cheating, you're not trying, right? But Kurt Angle doesn't cheat. Kurt Angle is a man of integrity. He's a man of intelligence. And he's heartbroken that his friend, somebody who said he was his friend and somebody who said he was his mentor, turned his back on him. Once again, to be a crony to his brother. So Kurt says that they had an awesome match at WrestleMania. So why not have another match at SummerSlam? And Kurt basically says once he already beat Owen, and once he beats Owen, he's going on to the top, and he's going to face Bret the Hitman Hart. That he wants Bret Hart after he defeats Owen once again. So he's challenging Owen to a match at SummerSlam. And basically Kurt's basically saying, you know, it's rematch time. We had our match at WrestleMania. You know, I beat you. I'm giving you another shot, an opportunity to beat me at SummerSlam. So let's see if you can do it. But you probably can't. So we're going to move on to the next segment. It is Mark Merrow taking on Mike Awesome, and Mike Awesome just dominates him. Pins him with the Awesome Bomb in 8:02. The match got a 65. Mark Merrow with a 63, and Mike Awesome with a 59. Sable did some ring work, and Mike Awesome benefited having a move. Triple H cuts a promo on Bret Hart. He said Monday, Bret Hart talked about how he's the best there is, best there ever will be. He said that he's never seen one of my matches that's been rated higher than a 4 out of 10. He's like, well, I've never seen a Bret Hart match to where I didn't fall asleep in. He goes, Bret Hart's the most boring wrestler, boring guy on the mic that I've possibly ever seen. Every time he comes on my TV, I want to He's like, it's a great opportunity for me to get my pillow and blanket and take me a nap. He said, but I'm not going to sit here and talk trash about Bret the Hitman Hart because he's the heavyweight champion for a reason. Bret can deny me all he wants to because of who I associate myself with, or used to associate myself with, of Shawn Michaels. But Bret's soon going to realize that his time is over and my time is now. Because for months, I've been putting on main event level matches. I've been having matches of the night with everybody I step into the ring with. And there's nobody, and I mean nobody, in the back who can hold a candle to me. You say that you're the best there is, best there was, and best there ever will be. Well, your time is up. Your time is over, and it's my time in the spotlight. So underestimate you all you want to, because SummerSlam, when your ass is when your ass is laying on your back looking up at the lights, and I'm standing over you as the new World Wrestling Federation World Heavyweight Champion, I'm gonna send your ass packing to the retirement home where you belong, or what they like to call WCW. So we're gonna say we got 100. Triple H hyped up and motivated for his World Heavyweight title matchup at SummerSlam. We move on to the next segment. It is Double J Jeff Jarrett taking on Ken Shamrock, and Ken Shamrock beats Double J Jeff Jarrett with an ankle lock. Double J with a 80 and Ken Shamrock with a 85. Double J and Deborah have pretty good chemistry. Match against 71. We have a interview segment with Chris Jericho, and Michael Cole stops him and goes, Jericho, you have the opportunity of the lifetime to become the new WWF Intercontinental Champion at SummerSlam. As we've seen on Monday, you will be facing none other than Stone Cold Steve Austin, but it seems like you probably have your work cut out for you by the damage that was done, not only from The Rock, but from Kane after the match. We know that you have beaten Stone Cold Steve Austin in the past, and Stone Cold has not picked up a victory over you, and Jericho's like, I'm not worried, okay? I'm not worried. Alright? Vince McMahon and Shane McMahon handpicked me to be one of the future stars in this company. It's out with the old and in with the new. It's a new era of attitude here in the World Wrestling Federation, and I'll be damned if I'm going to be overlooked. I didn't care if it was Steve. I didn't care if it was Rock who won the match. I'm going to go on to SummerSlam, and I'm going to prove why I am what I say I am, and that's the best in the world at what I do. Vince McMahon realizes, Shane McMahon realizes that I am that damn good. Yeah, I'm sorry that The Rock is not going to be around much longer now that he had his pink slips. But I'm going to do the same thing to Steve, and I'm going to put him up on the shelf after our match at SummerSlam. And Michael Cole's like, are you worried that Stone Cold Steve Austin, he's one tough son of a gun. He's one tough son of a bitch. And he's not going to go down without fighting. Chris Jericho's like, I don't care. I beat him before, I can beat him again. But this time, let's just say I have a little ace up my sleeve to guarantee that I'm going to walk out as Intercontinental Champion come SummerSlam. So, I know that all of y'all like to gamble and bet, but you can bet on Chris Jericho walking out as the Intercontinental Champion come SummerSlam. Segment got a 100. We move on to the next segment, and it is Eddie Guerrero taking on Rey Mysterio. The match got an 80. Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio Jr. Have good chemistry. I don't know why I keep forgetting to associate a storyline with this. Should have did a lot better. Eddie Guerrero with a 92 and Rey Mysterio Jr. with a 82. They tore down the fucking house, and this match should have did a hell of a lot better than what it did. I was actually going to make this the main event of tonight. Eddie Guerrero defeats Rey Mysterio Jr., basically saying that he is the number one contender for the Light Heavyweight Championship. After the match, they shake hands. Eddie Guerrero, now basically a a babyface now, with the crowd behind Eddie, supporting Eddie as he made a big change in his life. The new fiery Latino heat. They shake hands after the match. He hugs, and Eddie Guerrero celebrates after the match. We move on to the next segment, and it is the Undertaker promo. And we see Undertaker. He comes to the ring. He comes out to Sad But True by Metallica. No words, just the you know. Hopefully I don't get demonetized for that, but or copyright strike. But he comes out with Sad But True by Metallica. And as he gets in the ring, you know, he's wearing his biker gear. He has the trench coat and everything. You know, everybody knows American Badass Undertaker. You know, Big Evil Undertaker. And he grabs a mic and he goes, fans chant for him and they're glad to see the Undertaker back. And he goes, for months now, I haven't been the person that I want it to be. I've been manipulated and controlled by somebody who thought that they could end something such as the World Wrestling Federation, a multi-billion-dollar corporation. And they think that just because they take down a few people, that they can take over the whole company and bring it down. I know that we're at war, and I hate to be on the side that overlooked me all these past years. He said he abandoned me when I needed him most. He said that I was useless to him, that I was nothing to him. Just like he did with my brother Kane. Sting, you think I'm useless. You think I'm nothing. Well, I'm going to show you, boy, that I'm everything that you thought I was. Because now that I don't have you controlling my strings and yanking my chain like some puppet master, and now that I can be who I want to be, the real reign of evil is fixing to begin. And the first person on my list that deserves a good old-fashioned ass whooping is my brother Kane. You think that you can turn your back on your brother, your own flesh and blood? Well, son, you sadly mistaken, boy. You're sadly mistaken, boy. Now that you think that Paul has your best interest in mind, no. That's why I left him. That's why I went with Sting. But Sting was just like Paul. And you're going to have to realize that one day, Kane. You're going to have to be set free. And you do what you want to do. Not being controlled by Vince. Not being controlled by Paul. You're just a puppet. Just like I was. And if you think for 1 second I'm going to let you walk all over me, son, then you got another thing coming. I know what you did to me. I remember what you did to me. You set me on fire. But I'm here to get my revenge, Kane. And there's nothing I won't stop at doing and getting my revenge. So, I know that Vince McMahon's in the back. I seen his ass walking around trying to kiss people's asses with his three little stooges walking behind him, kissing on his ass, making sure his ass don't stink. So Vince, I know you're backstage, and I know you're watching, and I know you're listening. I want my brother Kane at SummerSlam. I don't care what kind of match it is. I don't care what you got to do. You say he's your favorite demon? Well, I'm about to send that demon straight back to hell come SummerSlam. So, the segment got a 100. really didn't know what to do. I was trying to hype up. Basically, the summary of it is Undertaker is not controlled by Sting anymore. Undertaker is his own man, and Undertaker's gonna do what the fuck Undertaker wants to do. And the first thing that Undertaker wants to do is get revenge on his brother Kane. He's gonna whoop his ass, and if anybody stands in the way, he's gonna beat their ass. He don't care who you are. And that's pretty much the gist of it. And he challenges Kane to a match at SummerSlam. We move on to our main event, which got a 94, not bad. But Raven and Mick Foley defeat Terry Funk and Big Show. This is the match that I wanted to do on Monday Night Raw, but Big Show hurt his hand. When Raven pinned Terry Funk with a handful of tights, Terry Funk was weakly struggling to keep up with everybody else. Match still got a 94, which I'm not complaining about that. And Raven and Mick Foley. As we know, Mick Foley beat Terry Funk on Monday Night Raw for the Hardcore Championship, and then Mick Foley turned around and laid down for Raven, giving Raven the title back. We are going to have to see what goes on from there. Moving forward, we're going to close the show with a hype promo, talking about all our matches that we have planned for SummerSlam. Our main event will be Bret Hart versus the King of the Ring winner, Triple H, for the World Wrestling Federation World Heavyweight Championship. Bret Hart has underestimated Triple H. This whole feud, he basically says Triple H is not going to beat him. Bret Hart has all the tools necessary to beat Triple H, and Triple H has no chance in hell. Pun not intended there. Triple H has no chance in hell of beating him at SummerSlam and walking away the champion. Triple H basically saying that all the last pay-per-views, Triple H has had match of the night, that he has been putting on 5-star classics night after night after night. That is Triple H's time to be in the main event. It is Triple H's time to be World Heavyweight Champion, and he's tired of waiting around, and he's tired of being the co-main event. Triple H wants the main event spot, he wants the main event money, and he wants to be the top champion of the World Wrestling Federation. Well, Triple H beat Bret the Hitman Hart. Well, Bret the Hitman Hart once again beat his challenger and continues to reign as World Wrestling Federation World Heavyweight Champion. We move on into one of our 3 co-main events of the night. We're gonna see Stone Cold Steve Austin taking on Chris Jericho for the vacant Intercontinental Championship. The Intercontinental Championship was vacated by Triple H once Vince McMahon asked him to vacate the title. Because Vince McMahon wanted the title to be defended at SummerSlam. He asked Triple H if he would vacate the title. Triple H happily vacated the title and said that he would give up the Intercontinental Championship if it meant that he gets a shot at the World Heavyweight title. Stone Cold Steve Austin defeated The Rock to earn his place in this matchup as he takes on Chris Jericho, who basically Vince McMahon handpicked and said that he is the future of the World Wrestling Federation. Who will win this matchup? We know that Vince McMahon and Stone Cold Steve Austin have personal animosity and a bunch of beef and hatred towards one another. I'm sure Vince is going to do anything in his power to make sure that Chris Jericho walks out Intercontinental Champion. We are going to have to see if Stone Cold Steve Austin can defy the odds and beat Chris Jericho, or will Chris Jericho walk out as Intercontinental Champion? But Stone Cold Steve Austin has one person that he does not have to worry about, and that's Kane. As you just found out recently, he will be taking on the Undertaker at SummerSlam. Undertaker said he doesn't care what type of match it is. He just wants to get his hands on Kane and beat the holy shit out of Kane. He also told Kane that Kane is just a puppet in a master plan. That the Undertaker knows the truth behind everything. He knows the master plan, and Kane is just a puppet, and he doesn't want to see his brother be a puppet just like he is. But he's going to beat some respect into his brother Kane at SummerSlam. We also have Kurt Angle taking on Owen Hart number 2. Kurt versus Owen number 2 at SummerSlam. Will Kurt Angle pick up the win, or will Owen Hart even the score, making it 1 versus 1? Kurt Angle says that once he defeats Owen Hart, he doesn't care if Bret the Hitman Hart wins the main event. He is going, or loses. He wants Bret the Hitman Hart, and he wants to humiliate Bret the Hitman Hart, just like he's going to humiliate Owen Hart. We also have Rob Van Dam taking on Eddie Guerrero for the WWF Light Heavyweight Championship. We are also going to see the tag team titles defended along with the hardcore title, as Raven will take on the Big Show in a hardcore match. Let's see, what else do we have here tonight? The tag team titles will be defended at the pay-per-view. More matches to be announced. We still have Sunday Night Heat to go. I'm sure there's going to be some more matches announced at the pay-per-view. We are going to go ahead and finish the show. What am I doing? Show got a 94. Increased our pop in 46 reasons. We're going to go ahead and finish the show. Jimmy Hart. What do we got here? The WCW? Yeah. Alright, cool. George the Animal Still. Let's look at some news here. I don't know who that is. Awesome stuff. Alright. But Stevie Ray's contract's coming up. Huh. Okay. Alright then. My name has been Dylan the Villain, guys. Thank y'all for watching, as always. If you're new to the channel and like what you see, the subscribe icon will be over Shotgun Saturday Night. If you are liking what you see and want to go back and catch up on previous episodes, that playlist will be right here on Last Night Results. And if you like this, but you want something a little bit more original and new, or extreme, I should say, I have a ECW save, and that episode, the first episode, will be right here. We are playing in 2001. Check that out, guys. I would highly appreciate it if y'all would check that video out also, and tune in for that too. My name is Dylan the Villain, and like we always say here at Pro Am Gaming, if you can't play with each other, do what I do and play with yourself. Thank you guys for watching this episode. We will see you on Sunday Night Heat, and we will see you on one of the biggest pay-per-views of the year, SummerSlam. I'll see y'all then, guys. Thank y'all for watching.